Hi everyone. We're beyond excited to share a big news. Our new garment and textile testing laboratory is officially set up and running. Currently, we're applying for CNAS accreditation, expected to be completed by next year. Here, we have constant temperature and humidity control laboratory, light fastness laboratory, chemical analysis laboratory, test assessment laboratory, laundering fastness test laboratory, and testing records archive. Okay, so we're in the climate-controlled laboratory. We will maintain the temperature and humidity at this standard. First, we secure the prepared test samples in position. We're doing dry rubbing on the left side and wet rubbing on the right. Typically, we apply a pressure of 10 newtons and rub back and forth 10 times. After the test, we evaluate the color fastness in a dedicated darkroom. We've determined both dry and wet rubbing at grade 4, so it passes the test. This is a piece of fabric. We mount the sample onto the machine. We'll set the testing range. This is to determine if its tear resistance meets our product's usage requirements. As you can see here, the tear strength for this fabric is 10.54 newtons. This test is used to evaluate the fabric's ability to withstand tensile failure. We secure the test sample. When the sample breaks, the testing machine shows a breaking strength of 451.85 newtons, which meets our customer's standard requirements. We secure the prepared fabric sample onto our testing machine. Then, we apply a specific friction load and set the desired number of rubbing cycles. Once the test cycles are complete, we then move the sample into a controlled dark room for evaluation and grading. We cut the fabric samples to the specified size. Then, we add distilled water at the correct ratio and seal the fabric and water together in a conical flask. Next, we place it on a constant temperature oscillator. This allows the sample and the solution inside the container to mix thoroughly. Now we use a pH meter to measure the pH of the solution. We measured a pH of 6.06. After shaking it in a constant temperature shaker, we put the cuvette into the formaldehyde meter to measure the free formaldehyde content. The standard is less than or equal to 75 ppm. So, our test results meet the safety standards. Here are our prepared test samples. We'll start by layering the fabric with some common interlining materials. Then, we'll apply pressure and heat using this heat press resistance testing instrument. Okay, now we'll check the fabric for any discoloration or any dye transfer onto the interlining. As you can see, there's no dye transfer at all. We'll soak the fabric in a specially prepared artificial sweat solution. Then, we'll sandwich the fabric between interlining materials. Now we'll place it in the instrument to apply a certain amount of pressure, and then put it into a drying oven. After drying for 4 hours, we're going to check to see if the fabric has lost any color. As you can see, the interlining hasn't been stained. This means that when the garment is exposed to sweat, the color remains stable. We choose the test standard, secure the samples, and configure the workstation parameters to perform the light exposure test. Upon conclusion, we will assess the material's weatherability rating. We've got these professional washing machines, and we can control the water temperature from a mild 30 degrees all the way up to 92. The wash time, the draining, the spinning speed. We will air dry or tumble dry them, and then evaluate the extent of visual changes in the test samples. Wash fastness test is all about seeing if a fabric's color will wash out or bleed onto other clothes. We throw a piece of the fabric into a machine, add some detergent, and set it to a certain temperature and how long it should run. After it's done washing, we check the white piece to see if any color transferred to it. We put a piece of standard absorbent paper below the fabric. Then we fine-tune things like the amount of water, how the spray is angled, and how high it is. Once we start the spray, the water hits the fabric. If the fabric has good waterproofing, it will effectively block the water, keeping it on the surface. Conversely, water will permeate and be absorbed by the blotting paper. we package all tested samples using specialized sealed bags. Key information such as sample name, unique identification number, testing date, and project details are clearly written on the labels. These items are then stored in this archive and retained for a minimum of 6 years. So, Vatica has set up a new laboratory. Means we now have our own in-house, professional, and authoritative testing environment. All our products undergo rigorous, high-standard inspections. It really builds stronger confidence and trust in Vatica's products for our global customers and suppliers.